right, guys, everyone gather around. I've got some really unfortunate news. So I just got back from the kitchen. I made another protein shake. So Justin's been murdered.
Oh no.
And we're the only ones in the studio right now. So yeah, I wanted to talk about that. It wasn't the butler, the butler that we just hired last week. I murdered him myself, so I know it wasn't him. But the rest of you guys,
that must be why I haven't got my tea.
Yeah, I just So does anyone have any thoughts on that? Like who the fuck did it?
I have no idea where I am right now.
Okay, Christian, you got any quick thoughts?
I mean, not really. I mean, I've just been here, doing things.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean,
and what about you, other guy? Who are you?
Oh, well, I was simply sitting here in the studio, feeding my dearly beloved Justin bonbons, when suddenly I saw Juan enter, and he said, "Hey, Justin, you want to play some Smite?" And off my beloved went. He's suffering from a disease, an addiction. I couldn't stop him. Before I knew it, he was gone. That was the last I saw of him.
What? Wow, that's incredible, actually. Thank you for that clear and very concise commentary. So Juan,
I don't ever remember in my lifetime ever asking Justin to ever want to play Smite.
Yeah, that doesn't sound very Justin.
Yeah, if it would normally be the other way around. Justin would be the one begging other people to play, to be honest.
Hands and knees, everything groveling.
My Justin would never beg.
Don't.
I swear to you, he was tempted by that harlot.
I mean, I've definitely seen him beg, but I think that there's some truth to what Googs here is saying. So I mean,
Yeah, because he is a harlot.
He do kind of be a harlot. Well, I mean, I really don't think that it was Devin or Christian. I mean, I've known these guys a long time. I don't see that either of them would have any reason.
What's the matter with me? You don't think I have that in me?
Well, I mean, I guess I just...
yeah, like I've been practicing my knife skills. Like I bought one of those plastic practice butterfly knives. Look at this thing.
Christian, come on, you like just looking at you, I can tell you wouldn't hurt a fly, let alone Justin. Like I don't.
Let me go again.
I know you don't have it in you to actually murder the guy.
Come on,
wait,
just get this thing open.
Christian.
Yeah.
You. Smite.
He does.
I
if
do.
anything, I'm pretty sure Christian plays more.
The room was so
Smite.
dark when I was feeding him bonbons. I maybe I was confused. Maybe who I saw was Christian.
Wait. It goes. I don't like where you're stepping right now. Okay, so maybe all of a sudden my suspicion's going immediately to you. So I really don't think you have any say in the matter, since you just keep kind of jumping from like person to person. Who was last person talking with Justin?
You are very passionate about Justin.
What is going?
And that's saying a lot. There's not that many people who are like that.
It was me. I did it. I couldn't. Oh my god. He just kept feeding in those goddamn games. And then last week with the interview, he just butted in when we told him to stay outside. And he asked the question anyway, and I just, god damn it, it was me. Here's a knife. I did it. It was me. God, you saying that you didn't think it was me is it gets under my skin.
Oh well, great. Tag him and bag him, boys. Yo, Devin, do it. Do the thing.
Wait, what?
Do the thing. Get him.
Which thing?
Yep, that was
follow us on Instagram and Twitter and Panda Sightings.
Not that thing.
No, anything but that. No.
Anything but the social media.
The chainsaw, Devin. The chainsaw.
If you have any questions, you can send them at Panda Sightings.
No. God, why is Wario here?
The chainsaw's back, baby.
For the second week in a row.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but we didn't have chainsaw noises last.
I know. I really tried to get Dirty to say the noise, and then he just was like, "No, I put the chainsaw in you. I make you chainsaw man." And I was like, "Oh, okay. I could be chainsaw man."
I mean, he said he would turn it on. So I mean, like, there's
but he didn't make the noise though.
I mean, the chainsaw for One Piece with a Lime is essentially the chainsaw for like Evil Dead films. It's just got to be there.
Yeah, absolutely. And honestly, the fact that he didn't turn the chainsaw on in the interview was really why I murdered him last week. I realized, after the fact that he just wasn't cut out for what we needed for him. You know what I mean?
Completely understandable.
Yep.
I just don't understand why I'm getting flack for killing Justin. I thought everyone would be happy about this.
Well, I mean, I'm just saying, like, a slap on the wrist. Like maybe a little community service would be, Like, we don't want to just like leave it unpunished.
Couple hours in Smite as community service.
It all comes full circle.
Oh, my heart. They just nerfed my favorite character too.
That's rough, man.
All right. So anyway, leaving that train wreck of a bit of not train wreck. It wasn't too bad. We are here again. This is the 4th episode in the great One Piece live action reaction podcast, hosted by yours truly and the cohorts from One Piece with a Lime. And this week we have two other.
Oh, let's
Go through the summary
let's read
first.
some summary first.
Oh, yeah. No, thank you, Chris, for keeping me honest. All right, we're going to do the summary first. On this week's episode, we pick up where we left off as Usopp leads his new marine friends to the mansion so they can catch the awful pirates and save the day. Unfortunately, Kuro is nowhere to be found, but luckily the ever-helpful Cloudor is here to turn over the mischievous and half-dead pirate, Straw Hat Luffy, to the authorities. Another win for justice. Meanwhile, we, the audience, are gifted with the backstory of our edgy moss-haired swordsman as he tries to escape a well. As this happens, Cloudor goes Kuro mode and has his lackeys lock down the house so they can begin the hunt. What comes after is the harrowing misadventure of one very lost man, a game of cat and mouse, and the definitive answer to the question we've all been asking ourselves: who will be the captain of the crew? Weekly reminder that if this is your first time diving into the series, don't worry, we won't spoil anything past the season of the adaptation. Though we may drop a few names or locations, fret not. Any future events will remain a glorious mystery to you should you choose to continue this path. And once again, as a bonus for this set of episodes, we've got a different guest for each of our recordings, meaning we get a nice variety of opinions, which should provide much needed insight to the overall One Piece community. So let's introduce this week's guests. Great googly boogly, it's Mr. Google himself and Panda View alumni, Don Juan. How are you gentlemen doing this evening?
Doing pretty good. It didn't hit me until now that we weren't supposed to do spoilers, so I'm definitely got to be a little bit mindful, but I'm doing pretty good.
Yeah, that is correct. Yes.
Juan be out here like,
Dude,
oh my god, did you see
the
me?
last few days for you guys? I've just been binging and catching up and doing references, and I'm just sitting here just popcorn, just chilling, just like, wait, I can't use everything I just wanted to say. Got it. We're just gonna quickly edit
No,
something.
you may not.
cannot use
Oh,
your
man.
current knowledge.
Yeah, and as for me, I'm doing pretty well as well.
Oh yeah, yeah. Is this
Yeah.
this is the Google man? How are you doing, Google? Say that again.
Yeah, I'm doing good. I'm excited to be here. Been a listener for a while, so it's pretty exciting to be here.
Yeah.
And definitely got a lot to say about the live action. So
Well, I can't wait to hear it because my God, listen to that smooth voice.
It's just
With that
every
beautiful
time he
baritone.
speaks, it just makes me so calm.
It's just like it's like moving a knife through peanut butter, dude.
It's embracing. I love it.
Peanut butter? Why not just regular butter?
wait, is it like chunky butter? Like the
No,
chunky peanut
not
butter?
chunky
No, it's
peanut butter.
definitely smooth.
Definitely smooth peanut butter. You got a little bit of resistance to it, but you glide right through the jar. Oh no, that's
that GIF.
yeah. That
No.
nice GIF.
This is a Skippy podcast.
This is
Really, no Peter Pan?
No, this is a Skippy
Damn.
podcast.
Okay,
I'm making the executive decision.
is Skippy a peanut butter brand? I don't. I'm
Look, there's
missing something.
nothing
Oh,
wrong
no.
with store-bought,
Yeah,
no name brand peanut butter, okay?
the
I
Kroger.
There's nothing wrong with
This is the Kroger offshoot.
wait. What peanut butter do you use, Brendan?
If I'm gonna be honest, none. I
Welcome to
haven't
the
bought
peanut
peanut
butter
butter in
cast.
years.
All right. Well, that's fair. What about your childhood? Surely,
Definitely it was Jif, 100%.
Oh my God,
What are you talking?
Devin.
It's that sugary, saccharine, sweet goodness. What can't you like about it?
Store
Mine
brand,
was store
whichever was
brand.
on sale.
Mm.
It's peanut butter.
Exactly.
And now if we're talking like favorite things, Smuckers.
I've always
the
been a
whole
fan of the chunky
whoever
one,
makes
though.
the Smuckers, I think it's Skippy. They win.
Oh
If that's
yeah. No, that's Smuck. It's there
If
isn't it
it's-
literally
if it's
Smuckers?
Smuckers peanut butter,
is
and
the
they
brand.
win. I don't care,
Smuckers is a brand.
No, yeah,
No.
Smuckers has
Then
Smuckers
they
like
win.
brand
That's-
of peanut
that's
butter.
Smuckers
wins.
does have
That's-
peanut butter.
They win. That's it. They
I
win.
think they even have like
they
special
win.
jars where it's like the mixture of peanut
They do,
butter
they
and
do.
jelly
That's
like
the
put
whole
together
point.
or whatever.
And
They
there
do.
They
goes
do.
the rails.
And most importantly, they have all natural peanut butter, so you can
Oh
get
my
it
God,
without the
they
sugar.
Win. They win.
Shit, I'm back
Gross.
in.
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
You just brought back years of sugar trauma or
I
deleted years
don't
of sugar trauma.
understand. Goose,
Oh, yeah.
you just were talking up Jif because it was the the more higher sugar content, and then you were like Smuckers because it has
wins.
no
Smuckers
sugar.
Wins.
Well, listen, I can appreciate a sweet, but I can also appreciate somebody making a product that doesn't have
Smuckers.
sugar in it.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
Listen, when you go and you start looking in the grocery store and you're like, all right, so I want to cut sugar out of my diet for a while. And then you're like, so let me just grab like meat and vegetables and stuff like that. You pick up that pack of bacon and you're like, 30 grams of sugar. And then, then you start realizing there's sugar in everything.
Holy fuck, dude, Googs, I have never felt more seen in my entire fucking life.
Well, that's why I treat the things that I eat and consume the same way I treat the news. I just avoid it at all costs because it'll make me depressed.
See, that's why I cheat the system. I just eat out the trash can.
Use the trash.
Your
man.
body's not a temple, it's the local dump in New Jersey.
So anyway, Newt,
I like to get my meat with mercury.
new guys, what did you guys think of the One Piece show that we watched this week?
So we got Juan's answer to this already, but how much of the live action have you actually consumed to this point?
Up to this point.
Okay,
Go ahead. Don't all talk at once. Don't.
Yeah. So for me, I have to admit, so one of my friends had wanted to watch the live action with me. Granted, our schedules are both very busy. So I told her, hey, I'm going to be on a podcast. I'm going to be on like for episode 4. And she was like, you're going to watch the show without me? And I was like, I'll only do up to episode 4. I swear. And then, that didn't happen.
Okay.
I watched like all the way up to episode 4 and I was like, all right. And then I'll watch it with her. And then I was like, so when are we going to watch? As I scratch my neck profusely, and she's like, I'm pretty busy right now. I was like, okay. And then I just got a sneaky link and watched the rest of it in one fell swoop. So, I watched the whole thing.
So you've seen the entire season up to this point.
Yeah, I've seen the entire season, but don't worry, I won't spoil anything.
All right, good, because I've been a good noodle. I have not seen anything past 4.
Right.
Wow!
And for the audience who wasn't here pre-recording, Juan, what have you watched so
literally,
far?
I binged the last 4 episodes in the last yesterday and today. I
wait, so you have
4.
watched
I
all
just
4?
did it in a very
That's not what you said earlier.
No, episode 4.
That is not what you said earlier.
Misunderstanding. I watched all of it. I just definitely in between.
Okay.
These few episodes, like especially these 4 episodes that I've watched, felt weird with my childhood. So I did a lot of like watching the anime with the actual live action because this is my first time watching the live action in general. So I took my sweet time with it between the last 2 days.
Wait. You watched the live action and
OG.
The supplementary anime?
You watched the episodes
so
that like would accompany those episodes?
The OG anime just to see if it would like
Interesting.
hold up to it, if I remember things correctly. It's the first few episodes, and I haven't watched. I've never decided to go back and rewatch One Piece except for with you guys. So I've never dipped back again. So it's been a long time. It's been like 4 years since I've seen OG Luffy. So I wanted to see.
I was just gonna say like that's
what's what.
Yeah, that's the commitment.
I also even looked at the comics for a lot of it too, like the manga. So like it was, cause to me it's like it's one of the very first 90s anime that got like an anime adaptation, and that's hopefully not absolute garbage.
Dude, this is great. So Juan's going to be our resident like expert, telling us all the differences between
you're going to be disappointed. You're going to be very disappointed.
That kind of person that we've generally been avoiding up till now, so that we don't have.
You're honestly generally disappointed if you're expecting that from me.
Oh no!
Little do you know, my head's
Wait, are we not
very
supposed to talk about the comparisons?
No, we absolutely can.
No, it's fine.
Oh, okay.
We've been attempting as much as possible to hold the live action as mostly its own
separate piece,
entity.
Yeah.
And only doing loose comparisons to like especially major plot points
for the most part
the anime itself.
For the most part, it's not like there's anything crazy to nitpick, or it's just in all honesty, I guess to spoil my opinion about it, I think it's pretty cool.
That's
nice.
Very fair.
I think I would agree with you there, Juan. One of the things that I have told multiple people about it is I think one of the reasons, and people are toting that it's like ended the live action like curse. And I think a lot of the reason for that is that they didn't go like shot for shot or anything like that with the anime. They went through and they kind of used the anime almost as like a inspired by Because a lot of the things that I noticed is like certain events, certain characters are eliminated in the live action in order to keep it more as a concise, encapsulated story that is much easier to translate to like a live action medium. So I think they did a really good job with that.
I think they did a really good job. Yeah, they took away a few characters here and there, but if you take all the important shots, like the memorable shots that you see like on posters on, that you hang in your room or as screensavers, every single one of those shots are all in the live action. There's some things there are a couple of things that are a little weird, but actually no, I have a definite
No, we don't want that.
I do not want that.
I do not want the prosthetic nose, thank you.
With Usopp, all right? But I do have a problem. It has nothing to do with his nose. I'm actually very upset at something else with
That's
Usopp.
fine.
If you look at the anime and you look at the manga, he's a funny character and he looks funny. So everything he does is ha ha ha. This Usopp does funny things, but he's cute. So
he's a Rizzler.
Usopp
no, he's definitely a Rizzler.
A ha ha looking dude. Usopp is a cute dude. And he's funny. And now I'm attracted to Usopp. And I never thought that would ever happen. This is really weird.
I don't know how I feel about this negative connotation to my favorite character in this fucking franchise.
Well, you know what? He's getting... that's the weird thing. Usopp is Usopp's genuinely attractive. Like, I've shown this anime to people who don't watch anime. And they're like, oh my God, I really like this, that, and the other. And you're like the only person I know that likes Usopp. Ever. And then in the last few days... Everyone's like, yo, Usopp's cool. Like, oh my God, Usopp's really cute. I'm like, yo, just stop.
This is not my Usopp.
This has never been words that I've ever had spoken to me before. Usopp is attractive and he's cute because he's funny. I'm like, this is Zoro? Sure. Yes, he's very attractive. The rest of the cast who will eventually be shown are probably going to be also very attractive. Luffy is an attractive dude. Attractive actors everywhere. Usopp was not the person I expected to be Prince Charming. It's really weird. It's not sitting right with me. It's cool. It doesn't sit right with me,
I'm glad that this is your biggest criticism.
It honestly is.
Okay. So now that we've gotten two guests out of the way, we need our third guest to also give his opinion. Devin, what have you thought of the live action so far?
So I binged 2, 3, and 4 today. And so best part is I watched it with my mother because I was like, Mom, I want your perspective too, because you've never watched anime ever. So we watched it and it's interesting. My only complaint about it so far, sure, they snip a lot, which is to be expected, right?
Right.
And they break some of the rules or ignore some of the highlights. For me, I found it kind of obnoxious that they ignored the feet rule with Buggy. But that didn't necessarily bother me. It was the one thing that both my mother and I pointed out is how the characters talk and how the lighting is in the show. They did the classic Netflix things with like they did with Sabrina and Riverdale, where it's they made it so friggin' dark that you can't see it. If you're watching it during the daytime, it's okay, you could see a face, maybe. That's it.
Okay.
Not the same. I actually kind of enjoyed the corny lighting, especially at one point in the episode 4 where they're fighting with the swords, and you could. And what do you mean you couldn't see it? It looked like when the female swordsman, I can't remember her name, was pulling her sword down into her pose. The back of her sword was so bright, it was reflecting onto her face. It was like they put a flashlight on the back of her sword. It was just shining in her face. It was...
Yeah, they did that with Kuina too in Zoro's backstory.
I've never seen over the top. Yeah,
I've never seen anime.
Over the top anime IRL until now, and it's corny, but I really like it.
So I will say, especially in this episode, and I don't know if I agree with the fact that you can't see anything on the screen. That sounds like a TV adjustment in my mind, but it's very much...
Don't get me wrong, it's very much a TV adjustment issue for us, but both my mom and I'm blind, and my mom is old, so we're just what the fuck is happening? I can't see anything. Get off my lawn.
Anyway, so I will say that it's really common in any media, especially lately with sci-fi or whatever. They tend to use a lot of darker shots to serve two purposes. One, to create tension if they're trying to build tension. I mean, any major media that isn't like a very tense setting. It's not like fucking sun in the sky, like super fun, unless you're in a Western, right? Like they don't do that. It's always like at night or like at dusk, trying to like give you certain atmosphere.
Or in South America where they make the screen yellow.
Secondly, what they do is they use the lack of
Sure.
lighting to help hide some of the bad CGI or something.
Right.
I think,
Right.
yeah, I think more the issue is that you just have an issue with a certain style of cinematography, not so much like
I do.
they made. So, because one of the things that I actually thought was really cool is kind of some of the ways that they encapsulate the fantastical aspects of One Piece into live action without going like over the top. A lot of the time is resulting from the
I
lighting.
would say they actually, just in general, I feel like this does anime very well. Like Kudo, like
Yeah.
some corny things like when Luffy punches, it looks corny. Yeah, sure, but like Kudo's movement.
Oh no, I love that. Don't get me wrong. I loved like the visual effects that they've been doing. They've been pretty spot on. The only thing, the main complaint I've been having is with the dialogue, like that. And I actually found a comparison for it for you guys. I'll explain in a minute. But like I love that, like watching Claudor go through the mansion, like shanking through the walls, and like it was like watching a horror film. And I was like, this is so cool for this character.
Mhm.
Like I would have, like, it made me like go like, why didn't the original show do it like this? Where,
I'm not gonna say I
like,
wasn't
that
thinking the
was-
same thing.
Yeah.
that was cool. Like that was much better than what happened in the original show. Now, granted, did we miss out on a whole hell of a lot of other stuff? Yeah. Is Mary dead? Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
We just murked that guy.
But
Oh my god. I for half a second I was like, is he gonna be all right? And then they said, nah, he dead. And I'm like, oh shit. Hell yeah.
Devin's like
consequences.
Devin's like, the anime's burned me on this one too many times.
Exactly. I've been burned too many times, and now I'm getting what I've always wanted: actual death of random people. So, but no, I actually loved the last episode that episode 4, because of just the atmosphere and like the intensity. It made Kuro like terrifying.
Yeah, at the expense
Yeah.
of taking the floor away from our guest for too long. I felt very similarly. This episode, so last week I feel like it just so happened to be like the worst of the three. I feel like by happenstance, because it was trying to set up a lot of relationships very quickly, and there wasn't a whole lot of like action to sink your teeth into. Then you get to this episode, and between Zoro's backstory, which imperfect, maybe, I understand what they were trying to accomplish, and then basically 90% of the cinematography with Kuro, I don't think I would have ever done any differently.
I love his movement.
the faux
I love when he
slasher
moves
sort of
so
vibe
fast,
they were going
and
for.
the way they did it, the way they just make him disappear. Oh, dude, I was actually when he disappeared,
was
I
beautiful.
actually went like, wait, what? Hold up. That was what happened. Like that was really good. It was.
I don't remember him
and
moving that fast
he
either.
moved. You just couldn't see it. You just know he did it. It was so good. I loved it.
Mm-hmm.
That was his whole shtick, Devin. It was like
It's been 700 episodes.
he's the move
Give me a
really
break.
fast guy.
Yeah, he was the
was
guy
like
who did
OG
shave before they put a
speedster,
name to
in a
it.
sense.
The only thing they got rid of was the move in the anime where he does it so fast and just blindly attacks anybody and basically kills his
Yes.
entire crew.
Mm-hmm.
We don't get that here, which is good, because who cares like about that when you get this version. The only thing I will say that I missed from the original anime fight is you don't get the
Django?
absolute, well, I mean, and Django's take it or leave it,
Wow.
that's a different thing I'll talk about. Actually, he's involved in a different thing I kind of don't like about this. But in the Luffy Kuro fight in the anime, where Kuro just disrespectfully stands on top of Luffy's arm after he throws a pistol, completely whiffs, and then he runs up Luffy's arm and slashes at him. I missed that shot here. I mean, again, would be hard to pull off and make it look relatively believable here, but I kind of was hoping for it in the back of my head. Like,
Sure,
maybe
yeah.
they'll be ballsy enough to go for it. Who knows?
Maybe they'll find a way to turn Luffy's arm into a tightrope for Kuro here.
Yeah, just like make it, paint a rounded wooden log or something like that to look like a human arm or something. I don't know, and have Kuro tightrope across it,
Yeah, no, I'm here for it.
like one of those kids from college that would string a thing between two trees and walk across it.
A slackline?
Yeah, slackliners.
Yeah.
Yeah, just turn Kuro into a slackliner kid.
But I will say, so the differences between this and the anime. So in the anime, the skirmish happened like on the shore of the island when the rest of Kuro's crew was invading. Whereas in this scene, we just have Kuro deciding to like the gloves come off quite literally.
Yep, here I go murdering.
And actually, the gloves go on.
Like that's
Right.
That's like the line that kills me is that they're sitting there and the bell rings and she goes, Kaya is of age.
I
And
know.
Bucci's like, so we killing her now?
It's so weird.
Oh, we're choosing violence there, Ed.
Switch flip so quickly was the funniest thing in all honesty.
Yeah.
Like in my mind,
Bucci's like, all right, guess I got to put my cape on now.
Oh, and also
Dude.
the like half mask thing, so that
Yeah,
he
the
so that he
half
looks like he has
mask.
the spot from the anime.
Mhm, mhm.
I actually kind of like the half mask. The half mask is pretty
I disliked it. I did. I
I
liked it.
dislike it too.
Yeah, like honestly, when they came out on, and it was also a very interesting cinematography choice of doing the like mid-screen cut between like all of them, showing them all getting prepped. It felt very reminiscent of like the Scooby-Doo movie. I was like, this is so camp right now, which is kind of one of my issues with this arc in the show is
Right.
that there are moments of it where they hit this mystical point, like when they're in the closet and Nami's trying on clothes. That part, loved that. The closet was a really cool cinematography moment. But then they have a lot of other moments in these two episodes with Clawhador that just feel way more campy than the rest of the show.
Felt very. Look, I know One Piece is a 90s, anime manga series, but it felt really 90s. It felt like I was watching a scene like from one of the OG like Batman movies, like, Ben Affleck, like
Yeah,
like,
with the costumes.
It gave me
It's the
Spy Kids
costumes.
energy, like Shark Boy and Lava Girl.
I'm here for it.
Like
this is what I want.
I'm not against it. It just wasn't what I was expecting. I was expecting like some badass,
Right.
like really, cool cinematography, just action, and it gave me. It was looking at these two morons stand there posing. Made me laugh. Like I was like, what am I looking at? And it was genuinely funny, and I didn't expect it. It's funny, and more than anything else, it does. So I guess it's not like it's not bad. It's just not what I was expecting. Like
Right. I mean,
Well, and then Sham takes so long to draw the sword out of the mop. Like Bucci's walking around with big old knives, and you're like, got it. He's ready for murder, and she's just got a mop. And I'm like, what are you going to do with
She
that?
looks like the penguin the entire time I am looking at her. She looks like Mr. Penguin. And I can't.
Oh, no.
She is
Vito
just-
in one
Oh,
piece.
no.
Like
It's
the
coming.
penguin, and
It's coming.
It's the funniest thing ever.
Another example of a really long nose that they could have used and it would have looked fine.
I don't think any
I
long nose
think
would
you're
ever
an
look
animal.
fine. I think you're an animal.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
I
Like having a main character with a prosthetic nose for the whole entire, like, because the thing is like these prosthetic noses and like makeups and stuff like that, to get them to look consistent. Like if Usopp had a prosthetic nose, it would be one scene he looks one way, and then you look at him in the next scene, it's like, why his nose pointing to the left? Like,
yeah, no,
it would just, you're already catching on Zoro's like scabbard bending in half. Man, they would be lit on fire on Twitter. They would just be like, look at all the different screen caps of Usopp's nose.
Although, to be fair, his
love
nose do bend in the anime from time to time.
Yeah, that's true.
It also gets crumped.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just like
Yeah.
straight up fucking breaks in half.
No crumping in live action.
You don't know. Maybe he's got some like
Yeah.
contorting powers that we don't know about.
He's going to eat the nose
I was going to
fruit.
say that he'll just like make a weird prosthetic nose and occasionally make Pinocchio jokes or something like that, and then it'll get
a
some,
little
like
bigger?
Nami will, it'll get a little bigger, and like maybe Nami will get tired of it, punch him in the face, and we'll get some nose crump action. But I can't hold out too much hope for that, unfortunately.
I'm also really disappointed we still haven't seen
I wasn't
Zoro
going to say
fight
anything
with
about
the
it.
three
I
swords.
didn't want to say anything about it. I was like, well, the only thing I was upset
Yeah.
about is I got all this action.
I mean, we saw him fight with 3 swords in the first step.
Yeah, Axe and Morgan, he fought with 3
Yeah.
swords.
What? It's not the
Yeah.
same. What do you mean?
I mean, it's literally the same. But
in the show, I need it all
he
the time.
definitely was supposed to be fighting three swords against them.
So I also wanted to bring up the thing that how I realized what the dialogue sounds like to me. Now, Brendan, I know you're not on TikTok or anything like that, but there's this producer guy, and he every single day he makes a video. All right, his name is Darman, and what he does, it's like those videos you might see on Facebook or TikTok, where it's
I hate it.
they tell a short story, but at one point it's always about a Karen, it's always about a racist, getting justice served to him kind of thing. Not it's not real stories. It's like a guy goes to a car wash and the guy goes, "Oh, you can't afford the car wash," or something like that because you're bleh. Like that. And it's the dialogue of how it's always subpar actors with a meh story. But at one point they always go, "Well, you see," and he goes into a big long backstory and it's a happy ending story proving, the Karen, is not to judge a person or whatever. It's that dialogue is how this show feels to me. I highly recommend you guys take
Yeah.
I'm gonna say that is an insult to the live action. I do not think it is that bad.
Every single time I hear Luffy talk, that's how I hear him.
Luffy's one of the last people I would classify in that category.
I don't like Luffy's actor.
I think you're an animal. I think he's one of the best. I think he's one of the best ones on the show.
I think you're wrong. I think there are plenty of other ones.
Luffy has only done one thing bad, and it was in this episode. And it wasn't even bad. It was it was another funny moment. When Luffy's about to headbutt girl, and he's holding his swords. I don't know why, but when his face is in that contorted smiling, he looks like Mr. Bean, and it
okay.
I swear to God, he looks like Mr. Bean, and I just I know it's supposed to be a serious moment, and all I see is Mr. Bean, and it's just bothering me. But outside of that, I think it's really cool. I think he's a really dope Luffy, honestly.
Yeah. And to jump off that, actually, one of the things that I find really interesting in this show is a lot of the actors' adaptations of the characters. Because one of the things that I find with Luffy is that when he does the angry face that Luffy gets, it's almost more psychotic than angry.
Actually, yes, I know what you're saying.
That's kind of true.
I actually love that because I'm here for psychopath Luffy because he's already if you translate that character from the anime, he is psychotic.
He is a psycho. Absolutely.
He is a psycho.
He suffers from
And so I love when he gets that face when he's coming in to kick Kuro's ass, and he just is got the angry face and then gives a smile with that hooded eyes, and I was like, ooh.
One slasher villain meets another.
Yeah, literally.
There's
just
only one murderer allowed on this show.
It's like Jason versus Freddy Krueger.
I did like that. I did like that back and forth when Kuro was doing his villain monologue, and then Luffy was snapping back for a minute until he was like, "Oh, what? You ran out of things to say?" And he's like, "Oh no, I'm done talking."
That was
so
good.
I did like that line.
That line is fine. I just think Kuro was talk no jutsuing for 3 minutes
Luffy's
too long.
never been the anime character to have a lot of words. Unless he's making a speech to his friends, he doesn't have episodes of dialogue or with villains. He's in his hands. We are fighting. Weird.
Right, exactly. So the idea that Luffy just sat there and listened to Kuro talk nonsense to him was that part I couldn't agree with. Was Kuro it was the same thing. It was just Kuro teleporting around the room and Luffy just looking around aimlessly at where Kuro was 2 seconds ago until Kuro whispers in his ear. They talk for another minute, and then Luffy finally closes his eyes and goes, "You know what? I'm going to actually use my brain for this one." And he listens for Kuro's next footstep, decks him. And that's, kind of where we end the Kuro's talk no jutsu. But it was just didn't need to be 5 minutes of Kuro monologuing.
Because we've got, so Kuro had a couple of different monologue segments. One when he's hunting down Nami, Usopp, and Kaya, which I'm here for because this is
fine.
This is the culmination.
Yeah, that one was great.
That was the culmination of him being like, all right, I am fucking done. You're all going to be murdered, and you're going to be murdered tonight. Then we have Luffy versus Kuro. So in Kuro's mind, he's already well off the deep end, and then this fucking rubbery schmuck comes out of nowhere thinking that he's hot shit and is gonna ruin his day. He's already got the momentum. He's in his villain monologue like for the next 7 hours as far as I'm concerned. I don't know. I find it believable. Fair enough.
I find it believable, but what I don't find believable is that Luffy would just sit there and be like, "Aren't we here to?" Like Luffy should be like 2 minutes in, and be like, "Aren't we here to fight?
Well,
like I'm here to fight you, like, and try and punch him or something."
I agree that Luffy is like a very head empty, I'm gonna fight, but when he feels like okay, so the first thing he did was try to fight, and then he realized he missed. So as soon as something doesn't go his way, and this is kind of true in the anime too, he stops for a minute and tries to reassess, because that's just his like.
But then he just punches
that
harder.
does happen as well.
He's like, fists don't
I am
work.
just saying there is plenty of precedent. There is plenty of precedent to say that Luffy does stop and think when he's in the middle of a fight. As soon as something goes away that he didn't expect, he goes, "Oh, wait a minute. Okay, maybe I need to hit him harder
I
next
agree
time."
with Brendan. He just means, sometimes it takes more than one attempt to figure it out. He doesn't just, once you guys, he has to make a few mistakes, and then he goes, "I figured it out now. I need a lot of fists."
I need more fists. God, how did I not see it?
Yeah, because I think one of the things about Luffy is he's always been fairly low IQ, but high fighting IQ, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
He's like, there's a puzzle here, and I'm going to figure it out with my body.
Yeah, Christian, you should know all about that. It's like being a climber. You fail on the climb the first time, so you reassess the problem. And the answer to the problem was just don't let go, forehead.
Monkey kick monkey.
Don't let go, forehead.
Oh. Okay, so one thing I wanted to bring up. So in the show thus far, they've had the One Piece like openers.
Yeah. Oh, thank
where
you. Yeah,
it
I
pans out to the title.
I like those.
I feel like this episode does have the best like zoom out to title when Zoro's down in the well and it just zooms out and then becomes the O in the One Piece. That one for me, I was like, okay, that was pretty cool. That was cool.
My favorites so far have been the buggy one and this one now. Yeah, no, I totally agree. I've actually been very happy with those like little One Piece zoom out things at the start of the credits. Those are fun.
And then it's dun 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 dun, and I'm like, yeah,
I'm in. You got me.
You got me. I'm all in, baby.
You play that song and I'll do anything.
Speaking of Zoro, we haven't even talked about. We spent so much time talking about Luffy and Kuro. We also got a not zero amount of time devoted to Zoro's backstory in this ep, as his trials and tribulations trying to claw out of the well simultaneously happened in this episode before we got to its finale. So now we know Zoro's backstory. How do we feel about the execution?
Not very good.
I mean,
I hate it that Netflix has been doing this like thing where they do this back and forth cutting between flashback and present. Like they did it in The Witcher and they're doing it now, where it's just like you're losing track of like what the fuck is happening, and they just like word vomit the bare minimum at you.
I don't think I dislike that cinematography strategy. I think if I have qualms with the execution of the backstory, because I actually did kind of like every single time we cut back to Zoro and he's like trying to climb the well, and when we get to like a part of his like flashback where he's failing something, he immediately falls back down the well. I know, but they're cutting away from like the main.
When it's like
Devin, I know. Let me finish talking before you interject. Anyway, I understand that they cut away from like the Kuro stuff to like set this precedent or whatever. But if I was to I still don't find any of that cinematography to be a problem. But if I was to have one qualm, I don't think I liked either of the kids. And I feel bad because I don't think there's any way to fix it other than just like be better.
And that's kind of, I think that's my overarching feeling for most of the child actors that they've had in the show thus far, because like Usopp's child actor feels even weaker in his performance than like Zoro or Kuina. And like my point of view on the flashbacks is like, I think they got the point across of the story well.
Yes.
Do I think that the kids performed exceedingly well? No. And especially like when Zoro, they're having the sword duel, and he has this moment where he holds both the swords out at the sides and then he goes into his pose. But with his face, he's making this face where it's like he smelt something rank. He's just like, like I don't even know how to describe it, but I was like, why are you making that face, bro?
There's just like something about your face.
Yeah, and then in the flashback, it also just felt like a lot of the qualities of the show just kind of fell by the wayside. Like, there's Zoro fighting with the random person at the beginning of it, where they're wearing the masks and everything. And it was Kuina.
It was Kuina.
It was Kuina, yes.
Yeah. So Kuina, but whoever they had for the stunt double, and I know this has been mentioned before, but in this particular scene, the stunt double was straight out of Power Rangers. Did the whole like spasming arms and legs and everything as they were going down.
Yeah.
Just like, and then got up and
understands.
yeah, and then they got up and they even did the like lurching thing where it's like, oh man, you hit me really hard. Like, I was just kind of like, we don't need that. We don't need that.
Nobody does this.
Like,
I'm so happy. I'm so happy that someone sees what I'm seeing.
yeah.
These scenes, they can remind me really 90s, because everything you described to me, I bet you I could find a Power Ranger episode that does the exact same. Yeah, it's just, that's how I saw it. Like, it immediately just hit that funny bone in me where I was like, yo, like, this is some corny, like, early 90s Power Ranger, like, fighting scenes. It's funny. And then they kill someone and you're like, wait, hold up. That's a little bit different, but still.
Yep. So one of the things that I was really surprised that they had kind of kept in the show was specifically like after the duel with Kuina and Zoro. They still, like, I don't think there's anything wrong with it, but I'm honestly surprised that they kept in the, like, you're going to be stronger than me because you're a boy. And like going on about the whole entire thing about like
very integral to have there though.
I totally agree with you. It's absolutely integral. I'm just surprised that a producer didn't just like look at it and go, I don't know if this generation wouldn't like it. Like it was kind of surprised.
That is fair because
because I'm just thinking of like everybody working on the show would probably be chill with it, but some like producer would see it and be like,
like, I mean, I don't know how this factors into your opinion or if you know this fact already, but Oda had an extremely heavy hand in everything, allegedly anyway. This is what everybody has been told. A very heavy hand in like things that got cut, didn't get cut, makes the final edit, so on and so forth. So, like this is a thing he probably felt strongly about as a point of Zoro's character, and so I'm sure he wasn't going to let it fly without having that scene in it, because it kind of, I don't want to say it nullifies, but it makes Zoro's stance of being the greatest swordsman a little weaker when he doesn't have this confrontation with Kuina.
And I totally agree with you, and that's why I'm very thankful that he did have that much like effect in the process
that they did.
Right. Yeah, exactly. I was surprised that somebody wasn't like, I don't know, maybe we'll get canceled if we say that,
Somebody probably did, and Oda was like, if you don't fucking listen to me right now.
Exactly.
You look at me. Look at me.
Listen here, you little shit.
Look at me. Look, it stays.
I am the screenplay now.
God, Oda.
Don't you know who I am? I'm Goda.
I sort of agree with the opinion you had, Googs. I'm pleasantly surprised that they added it, but in the back of my mind, I hesitated to think that they might change the dialogue in some way to like fit an ulterior narrative. I actually do have one fun fact about this particular episode and these particular scenes. I believe this might be the one and only Oda-driven reshoot in the entirety of the One Piece live action film process. He got the original like episodes or whatever, like a initial cut or whatever, and he requested, I think they originally shot the scene of Kuina and Zoro, the second duel with the real swords. They originally shot it with kendo masks on, and he requested that they get rid of that shit, and they reshot it. So there you go, fun fact.
That feels like a weird choice for somebody to make, is to keep the masks on.
My guess is that they probably were using the stunt doubles, and it would save them processing power, having to cut everyone's faces over it to like make it look more believable, right?
Yeah,
that would be my initial guess. Also, another fun fact: the girl who plays Kuina sent a TikTok out after the show came out and went like, "Hey, it's me versus my arch enemy down these stairs," and then immediately cut to her dead body at the bottom of a stairwell.
No. Wait, was she in Kawina costume too?
No, it was just like her chilling at her house one day.
Oh no.
That's the best.
I kind of appreciate that they cut that part out. Like they just said it was an accident. They didn't go, oh man, it was crazy. She fell down some stairs and died. like Oda, come on, man. Like, you couldn't think of anything else. Like, I know you prefaced this earlier in his backstory, like, oh, she's got really weak constitution. She's very fragile, even for, a small child, and then she falls downstairs and you're just supposed to be like, yeah, that makes sense. He told us she's fragile. So falling downstairs, no.
I mean,
there had to be something else.
I feel like the point that they were trying to drive home with this is like, life is fleeting and, tragedy can strike at any given moment and it can be completely outside your control. Like that's the point. It's just
I'm just
really
glad they didn't
funny.
have her fall downstairs.
It's just really funny, the idea that, like, down D stairs.
Down D stairs. But also the cinematography or like the scene setting for when he's walking up and he's like, we were supposed to have a duel today. Like, we were supposed to murder each other today. That on-site location that they shot on with the fog on the lake and like the golden hour, I was like, oh man, you're hitting some like Naruto flashback kind of stuff. Like, he's walking up and you're like, she's dead. She's dead. Like, oh my God. But I mean, honestly, it was a beautiful shot and they really did a good like job encapsulating the emotion in just the visuals there.
Yeah, I don't think I have qualms with the set pieces, and for the most part, the scenes flowed well together. Again, if I have any gripes, I think just like those kids did not sell it for me, and I think maybe I'm the problem.
You're not. I wouldn't say that at all.
Out of whatever popular Nickelodeon channel is currently on, and they just said, "Yo, fucking hope you guys like anime." And they're like, "I have no idea what we're doing right now." What was it? What's the Zoro? You mean the guy with the rapier and mask? No, wrong character. Here, read this.
I like the idea that a small child would know that Zoro, but not the anime Zoro. What are you talking about?
No. All the kids know Antonio Banderas.
Everybody knows Zoro. Yeah, he takes the rapier, he carves the Z into the tree. And they go, oh, you mean like Puss in Boots? No, I mean, yes, but no.
Well, also, where did Zoro get the hook?
Okay, this is what I thought. So Zoro, his original plan is to try and throw, a fishing hook or whatever, or an anchor hook, whatever, up to the top of the well and catch it on the top and then climb out. Where the fuck did that rope and hook come from?
Where the fuck
did he four-sword style it? Like, where was it?
It was just there. It's just another... Somebody would probably... Well. It's just, like they threw his swords down there. Like they killed a fisherman one day and was like, oh, yep, throw the rope and hook down there we murdered him with.
It could have been part of the well.
Don't make sense. It
was originally there.
Like maybe it was holding the bucket.
And the hook that
maybe
holds the bucket. And then
everyone knows.
The top part.
Everyone knows that when you construct a well, you have to have the emergency rope and hook in case somebody gets stuck down
you're
there.
right.
How could I forget?
It's OSHA compliant.
Surely not. It's much. You tie the rope to the handle of the bucket. It's much.
I'm more upset that the well is dry.
Well, I mean,
the well gone dry.
60 feet
well, that
down.
was their body dumping well. The drinking well was on the other side of the state.
Yeah. You don't want to poison the water source. Come on, Devin.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
But also the other thing is like that well, okay, like he climbs up, that thing is approximately 30, maybe
probably
40
like 50 feet up, something.
I gotta say like 50,
immediately
40.
They dump Zoro and Mary in there, and that was when I immediately wrote off Mary. I was like, oh, so Mary's actually dead. And I was like, and Zoro should be dead.
Absolutely be dead. But he's not. He's unscathed, in fact.
It wasn't even that they dumped him down like butt first or anything. He took a header down that fucking well.
Throw him down.
He also
first.
fell almost halfway to the. He was a little bit more than halfway to the top, and he also fell again. And he just felt like there was like 2 feet of foam underneath him. He was just like, yeah, All right.
And he's not going straight down either when he's unconscious. He's smacking his head against the sides of the well a couple of times.
Yeah.
And then falling and backbreaker on one of those rocks that's just down there.
The actor, great pinch. Absolute great pinch. Crimpers, on point.
God damn it. Yeah. Well, I mean, they weren't on point the first time. He kind of... Maybe he just didn't believe in himself enough is probably what happened there, but he made it up eventually.
It's fine. He's hot. It doesn't matter.
Well, that's undeniable. That is true.
You can't fight me on this.
We're reaching a deeper part of the episode, but I got to bring up what I assume is most people's elephant in the room.
Yes, I was just going to ask.
So
which one?
At the end of the episode...
Oh,
we see.
Hold on, before you get there, I have one other elephant. Did you see it?
Oh, okay. There wasn't a panda man.
Did you see it?
There was
no panda man.
So hold on.
There was a panda man in this part of the anime, but there was no panda man.
There was no panda man. But
are you going to talk about the panda bush again?
I don't think it's the same panda bush. I think it's a completely different bush. And
I missed the bush this time too.
And it wasn't even a bush. I'm pretty sure. So last week there was like a bush like in the shape of a panda. But did you see the dead ass just like sleeping panda in the back after Zora got out of the well? That wasn't a bush. There was just a panda there. Oh,
I did not.
Well,
I'm looking now.
I don't see that.
Right after Zora got out of the well, in the bottom right hand corner of the shot, as it's panning over to Zora's face, right. You just see
Isn't that like the foreground?
Yeah, so you just see a fucking panda in the back just sleeping on the job.
Okay. No, I missed that. I must have been absorbed by hot guy climbing out of the well.
Yeah,
the ring
scene
style.
Where he gets to the top
like
of the well, and then he gets his foot over. He just looks over this to check that he's actually out. That's that one frame. I was like, wow.
Yo,
that was a good shot. I don't know what about it. He just looked real badass just climbing out of the well. It's a weird action to be looking cool in. But he did it. He looked real cool climbing out of the wall. I don't know how he did it, but he did.
Yeah, he does encapsulate the cool
like,
dude.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I got this. And he threw himself over. I was like, why is that so cool?
Which...
Sponsored by Nike.
Which I know this has been commented upon before, and I do feel like he's reached Cool Man Zoro too early in the series.
Gives us plenty of time for dumb Zoro, and I love him a little bit more.
Holy shit, there's a panda there.
That's it right there.
What? No, that's a bush.
Holy shit, there's a panda.
Bush.
That's a
bush. That's 100% a bush.
All right, well, it looked like...
I ain't never seen no panda that size.
Well, the panda that size, but like it's clearly up. There's no angle a real panda could be sitting at and like be looking that way. You know what I mean? Like it's clearly the panda and the upper part of its torso, but like where would the rest of it be if it was a real panda? You know?
To me, it just looks like a panda like sitting behind Zoro going, why aren't you using free force style?
that is panda bush.
Just the audience.
Yeah, the panda's just the audience where it's like, do the thing.
Okay.
Where's Crab
I'm gonna reel us into the last thing I think we should really talk about.
Go ahead.
And this is possibly the heaviest divergence from the source material
thus far. Yes.
Thus far. So at the end of the episode, we get Kobe back on Garp's ship, whining that he, failed his first mission and so on and so forth to Garp. And Garp's like, no. You did great. This is awesome. See this? And he hands him the spyglass, and the Straw Hats are sailing out on the Mary. He's like, you flushed him out. Now we got free reign to catch them again. And cut to the Going Merry, where they start, they have their whole conversation. We get to, we do Dirty's favorite scene, but not, where Usopp comes up with a flag, and they debate who's the real captain. And then the boat starts shaking. You hear cannon off in the distance, boom, whatever. They get up to the top. They start looking at what's happening to them. Luffy, of all people, pulls out the spyglass and goes, "Grandpa?" to Garp.
Yeah. I'm so glad.
Which is a reveal for anybody who got here who somehow hasn't watched the anime. This is a reveal we don't get for hundreds of episodes from now normally.
Yeah, this is like we get this context like roughly around episode 315, I think, like well into the first.
I'm
few
disappointed
arcs.
about something completely different. I don't care. Why is Garp so small?
Why is Garp so small?
I saw
he's
Garp
fine.
and
He's
I was like, bro, you are 6'3" at best. The
Bro,
anime made you
do you have any
20'5", all right? Now I'm terrified.
Do you have any
every
idea
character,
how many motherfuckers this dude draws that look like the size of Dwayne
bigger.
Johnson? It's never gonna happen.
Well,
Get over it.
I mean, okay.
Yeah, there aren't that many people
My-
in existence.
My only counter to that is the person they have play Axehand Morgan is beefier than
but
Garp
that's what I'm
is.
saying. It's like there's a lot of big. There's a lot. One Piece represents big boys real well. All right, men built like mountains in this anime. Are you trying to tell me that everyone's gonna be 6'3" and kind of like it? You can't tell me that this dude looks like the size of a mountain in the anime, but he takes a picture in real life with Shaq and is still smaller. You can't.
I don't understand. I don't understand this take.
They're too small.
Yeah, I don't know
more
if I
upset
agree.
about Garp's
I'm just-
hat than Garp's height.
I am way more upset about the hat than the height.
I don't know
Yeah.
why. I expected like the mountain to just let's go, just like to just toss Luffy across the continent. Like I was honestly expecting just some dude that like the mountain from like Game of Thrones or something, and it was just like some old dude, and I was like, oh, okay.
But with that sexy Scottish
he's just
accent.
so. I was like, oh,
I dig
small.
the Scottish.
Yeah. I also really, one of the things I really enjoy about like this adaptation of Garp is in the anime, he's very jovial. It's very much like Luffy, where both of them are just like cackling and laughing about like random things that happen. And I feel like they're doing the juxtaposition in this where it's like, yeah, in the real world, these people would be batshit crazy. And so like the fact that Garp will start laughing and then just get really pissed off and then start laughing is like, I don't know. I really like that.
Yeah, no, I feel that. But going back to the fact that Grandpa's here. So yeah, this is that's a thing, and that's our cliffhanger for the end of this episode.
Yeah.
And not expanded on any further. So imagine that we were doing this podcast and you guys got spoiled from the live action just now.
I'd be furious.
that would be it. This is insane.
Blood boiling.
Like people who are doing the Juan thing but haven't watched either one ever. So like they're watching the anime at the same time that they're watching the live action just for funsies, and they say
their whole
that
experience would be ruined.
and they continue. They go, oh, that's interesting, and then the entire time they're waiting and waiting and waiting for that scene to happen in the anime, and they get to episode 290 whatever 300
Yeah, it's like
and something.
Water 7, right?
Yeah, it's like Ennie's Lobby type deal, I think.
Yeah.
Like I don't want to go any farther, but yeah, it's in like the 300s or high 200s, whatever. And I get why they did it. They're throwing a thing out there that is like a semi big reveal because they don't know if they'll get that far in the live action one day. And somebody probably was like, this is my favorite thing and I want this to be in the show.
I'm so glad you said that, because that brings me into my next segue. As of 3 hours ago, season 2 was confirmed.
Yay.
Okay.
Let's fucking go!
Oh my
I mean,
god.
That's awesome. Love that.
Very
that being
excited.
said, they're going to need season 12 to get confirmed to get anywhere close to where this is supposed to be in the timeline. This season of the live action covers like what, 30-ish episodes, right?
45 total, I think. Yeah, something like that.
Even though we've now officially confirmed that everything's getting really scrunched up together, it's even if they're scrunching everything together, it's still going to be a lot of episodes.
So,
yeah.
I'll throw this one wrench out there, which might change or sway you a little bit differently. So it's only like 45 episodes of anime, but remember that the pacing has changed dramatically over the years. This season, I believe, covers roughly the first like 95 to 100 chapters of the manga. So if they can cover 100 chapters per season, I mean, shit, they're only at 10 seasons as of right now.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because you've got to also keep into account like certain episodes in the anime are like heavily fluffed. And they're probably going to take out some of the filler arcs as well. It seems like they're alluding to certain filler pieces.
So, the episode's fine and all, but I think it does still lack the Usopp power that it does in the anime. He gets a couple of moments, like when Kaya tells him to get out of her room because she thinks he's talking crazy, and he starts walking away, and then he goes, "No, I'm gonna stay." And like it's sweet. He cares for his friend so much so, you know. And then earlier where he goes, and even though he knows most of these people aren't gonna believe him in the village, he still goes around, rings the bell, pirates are here. Stuff like that kind of is like, okay, they're trying to hit these notes again, but you don't see the side of Usopp that really stops being a coward, because that's kind of the shtick here, is that Usopp is a coward through and through, but he never really stands up to the bad guy that's threatening his friends. You have the one moment he shoots at Kuro catches it, throws Usopp into a wall, and Usopp's down for the count for the rest of the time.
Yeah.
Usopp doesn't earn his place in his own arc. And Django is part of that. No, I don't agree with you. I did not fall for Usopp the same way you did. That is an exclusive.
But he's a Rizzler!
That is an exclusive you problem. He has more Riz. That is true. He gets the kiss at the end. It's undeniable. But the cutting of the Django part is another part of the anime where you miss out on Usopp being the guy, where he goes and he saves Kaya with his own hands, with the help of the vegetable kids who also get
with the
cut,
vegetables.
But still,
Yeah, they got cut.
but still, like that's an early Usopp moment that is supposed to get you on board with him, and it just feels like Usopp takes the hardest backseat in his own arc, and it makes the part at the end where they invite him onto the crew feel unearned.
I find this to be an interesting take. I don't disagree, but I will throw back to when you commented about the whole like Kaya thing where she told him to get out. I actually like that they changed that from what they did in the anime, because when Kaya rejected him in the anime, he was just like inconsolable and then just like fucking ran the fuck away and was like, well, then I'll deal with the whole problem myself.
Right. I said that was a good part.
Yes, that was good. I guess maybe I don't know if I agree that it like completely unearns his place, but I can understand that if there's just simply not enough of it, I sort of recognize that to a degree.
I just can't wait for the 10-ton hammer.
I also can't wait.
That's
for
a fact.
True.
Luffy
Usopp
recruiting
hammer.
Usopp was just really funny to me. It just was every TikTok meme of Luffy recruiting another pirate ever. Just, hey, you're coming with me now, huh? Wait, where am I going?
That is very much how it felt like.
I can see.
See,
It was a meme.
So to play a little devil that like to play devil's advocate for you, Christian, the way that I see it is in the anime, you get several episodes, several chapters of like Usopp's arc, right? And then in the show, you get 2 episodes. So for him to have a fulfilling character arc, I think it's that they're going to take more time to do that in the show as a whole. And the reason that Luffy picks him up is specifically that moment when they're hanging out in the kitchen and he is like just shooting off little things into the pan and like landing the shot in the same spot every time. So it's like Luffy in this show is showing that he has a propensity for finding people with talent. And so it may not be that in this arc you're seeing him be the man, but I think that's the reason why, if you wanted to talk about his reasoning in the show, it's that Luffy's like, no, this guy's good. He might be like a diamond in the rough, but I want that guy on my crew.
Wow, you hear this take, Christian?
I see what you're saying, but okay, so and I don't want to harp on this too much longer because we've got other things to do. But this is before we recognize that Luffy knows Yasopp, right? The moment like where he's shooting in the pan, or has that already happened?
Well, it's about the same scene. So he's shooting in the pan.
Right, it's the same scene, but is the pan shooting is like when they walk into the kitchen or something, right?
Correct. Yes, it's before Yasopp is officially mentioned.
Okay. Well, so I don't know. It just it feels sure that is one facet of it, but just shooting things into a pan and having them bounce off and land into a pot still feels like weak reasoning to me. Like Luffy was ready to have him on the crew before that, really, but this was just kind of, I guess, icing on Luffy's cake. You know, I don't know. I can see what you're saying.
Kind of reminds me of like the comparison that I see. It's like the equivalent of like the U.S. military picking up a guy, like the guys who do the trick shot videos on TikTok, be like, okay, we want you to take out Osama bin Laden.
Okay.
Like, that's how it felt. Like they just did a sick lob shot, and all of a sudden they're just like, all right, you're our marksman. Wait, what?
Okay.
All right.
I'm going to forcibly move us on now.
I think that's fair.
I have one more thing.
You
I
have
wanna bring
30
up.
seconds.
That soup was not soup.
You're right.
It's fucking mashed potatoes,
It was not.
right?
It was slop.
It was mashed potatoes.
It was slop.
It's blue mashed
Why was
potatoes.
she eating blue mashed potatoes?
It was not. Yes. It was. It
like,
was
like
frosting,
literally,
soup,
whoever's calling
slop.
this soup, what?
They're animals.
And why is she drinking Gatorade or Tide?
Yeah, it's blue tea. I don't get it. Like the poison.
You look at this shit and you don't think it's poisonous? What's wrong
the poison
with
must have been blue, and Clahador just waved it away and went, "Oh, it's an exotic brand that I found."
Yeah,
Fuck
right,
you.
Yeah, it's called Gatorade.
Yeah, fuck you.
It's got mercury in it.
It's Earl Blue, not Earl Grey.
Okay, but
you're right.
Sorry, before you forcibly move us on, I want to talk about one
You have
other
20
thing.
seconds.
Okay, I have 20 seconds. So Kobe in this show is literally the embodiment of I shitted my pants.
Yes.
And like the scene that like encapsulates that is when he's like trying to get into the house and like the face he's making at Clahador is like, dude, I don't give a fuck what's happening in the house. Can I get in and use the lube, bro?
Yeah, like,
Because I'm like
prairie
right
dogging
now.
right
I'm
now.
peeking. I'm prairie dogging. It's gonna come one way or another.
true.
Can you let me inside?
This-
Like the face. It's that like little like oh like.
You know,
Clawdor's like,
you know
go
how,
use the
you know
well.
how people say they have resting bitch face when they have just that like really weird face.
Yes,
No.
resting shit face.
Well, that's funny too. I like that. I was gonna say he just has bitch face. He just looks like someone you could push over and he would go, eh.
He's got a very punchable face.
He has a very punchable face and he looks like that
But
all the time.
Helmeppo's the one
Like, I
who
wanna
keeps on
stuff him
taking
in a
the L.
locker.
He does. It's true. Okay. We're done. That's it. I'm moving us on to the next section. Although speaking of things that like people say, give me quotes.
I have quotes. I can go first. Let me open up my quotes. Sorry, I don't
All right, somebody who has their quotes open.
I
give
have
quotes.
when the Marines come to the house and then Kuro goes along, or he says like, I shall stick to my expertise and leave you to yours, as they're currently trying to get into the house. I was like, oh yeah,
Dunked on him.
He fucking dunked on him. When Zoro first catches up with Luffy and the Marines, and they're like, what the fuck? How did you get here? He's like, oh, I don't know. I came here on accident after trying to find the mansion. But that wasn't the quote. My quote was, hey, haircut, referring to Helmeppo.
God damn you. I can't believe I got sniped on this.
Oh shit.
I also just got two very long quotes by Kuro because I just found his presence to be very fun.
And I 100% pulled this one because I heard this and I knew for a fact that Justin would have liked this quote. It's being a pirate is not about raiding villages or perfect plans. It's about adventure and freedom.
That's a good one.
From
That is a good
Luffy.
one.
It's
And
very solid.
I heard that.
Really encapsulates what they're trying to deliver with the show. Yeah.
See, I got a Luffy quote too.
Go on.
It's when he's eating the potato and he goes,
I hate you.
good soup.
I hate you. I hate you so much.
And then he proceeds to throw it all up
Dishonor
later.
on you, dishonor on your cow.
Yeah.
Mom, I threw
God.
up
Good
I
soup.
gotta bring that up. So my mom turned her head to me and was like, was that supposed to be funny?
a little. Yeah.
She was like, is that supposed to be funny? And I was like, I think so.
That was a cartoon moment.
So-
I loved it. I loved it so much.
So I had a couple quotes. One of them I really enjoyed from Kuro was, I suppose some fruit gets so bruised, it can't help but be rotten at the core.
Yikes.
I don't know. That one just felt like a really cool fucking line, you know?
Yeah.
That was great. That is
Mhm,
pretty
mhm.
cool.
Yeah. And then another one was when Zoro is talking to Kuina's like dad, and he's like, "Oh, she's dead." And he goes, "She can't be. We made a promise." I don't know. Something about that like hit really hard. Actually,
very
it really
little kid.
delivered. Yeah, and it also just delivers on the fact that like Zoro, even from a young age, is a himbo. And he's just loyal AF because
Mhm,
it was just like, no, she can't be dead. Like we were doing stuff. I also really enjoyed when Kaya and Usopp are talking, and Luffy goes, "They do know I'm captain, right?"
Yeah, that was good.
And then my last one was Kuina just basically, because I believe in the original story, like Zoro just comes up with 3-sword style by himself because he's like, I need more swords. And so in this, she kind of gives him the impetus for 3-sword style by saying, 2 swords not enough. Maybe you should have brought more.
Oh.
That's a good idea. I like that.
So when he develops 4-sword, is it going to be Mihawk telling him, hey,
Oh boy.
what if you add one more?
Who's that you just mentioned? I don't know who that is.
Yeah, who is that?
DJ Khaled, my bad.
Link out that.
Can I
It's
give
all right.
my
It was
can I
DJ
give my one
Khaled.
Kuro
I don't know
quote
what you're talking
before I secede the rest of my time?
All right.
I was a captain for years and I never failed a raid, not once. And what did I get in return? A life of worry and a target on my back as wide as the East Blue. You'll never get a night's rest because someone's always waiting to slit your throat. Pirates, Marines, and even your own crew. I don't know. I like that.
It was
that
really good. I like
monologue to
that.
Luffy.
Mhm.
Kuro really stole the show.
Absolutely.
These episodes.
This episode.
Like he did his part perfectly with the glasses.
Oh, I love the way
thing,
he
with
adjusts his glasses. Oh, it's so good.
Oh yeah, he did it flawless.
I said it last week. If he didn't do that bit, I would have rioted. That's like the lowest
There's no
hanging
way.
fruit.
They could never get away with not putting that in.
You could. Oda would have been like, "You what?
You did what?
That would have been an instant reshoot.
That would have been another instant
You're
reshoot.
reshooting every episode."
That's it. I'm taking over. Okay.
Listen here, you little shit. You're gonna push your glasses up with your palm, and you're gonna like it.
Okay. So since I got sniped on my one actual quote, the other thing I wrote down.
Sorry, I took good soup from you.
Yeah, you son of a bitch. The one. So I wrote down a part of a scene that had. So maybe I don't remember if anyone's ever done this, but maybe I'm making quote time history here. But a quote that has no actual dialogue to it. So when it's all about the nonverbal communication, if you get what I'm putting down. When Kaya tells them that they'll have a ship to sail with, and they have that scene of just Nami and Luffy, and the realization on both of their face, Luffy starts, this creeping smile gets on his face, and Nami smiles for half a second, and then she goes, "Oh fuck!" And Luffy gives her the most shit-eating grin. And they could have left it like they lock eyes as he gives her that shit-eating grin, and they could have cut away from at that point, but they linger another like 5 seconds as Nami makes this pouting face and is like, "Oh god," like she purses her lips and she's like, "I'm gonna be hearing about this for the next 10 weeks." but like in her head, and Luffy turns back to Kaya because he's just so overjoyed. It was so great. I just loved. I can't explain how much I love this scene so much. It just felt so wholesome.
I'm here for it. I am gracious that you reminded me of its of the fact that it happened.
But anyway, enough about that stuff.
All right.
On to the other stuff.
Is this?
Is this where we do the part with the ham of gold? Is this the ham of gold time? Yes.
It certainly is.
It is golden ham time. I mean, I'm voting Kuro.
Right. I don't think this was going to be an issue for most people.
Fantastic.
Wait. We have one person
Right,
left.
but it's already 4 votes for Kuro.
Well,
yeah, but I could be swayed. I want to hear his opinion. He has a smooth voice. He can be very convincing.
That's very true. Actually, yeah, we should hear his opinion.
I do have to agree. I think Kuro definitely took the cake.
Yep.
But
cake.
Dewey got the cake, though.
Well,
Or actually,
I don't
I
think
think
so.
Kuro took the mashed potatoes this episode.
He definitely took the mashed
that was
potatoes.
Luffy.
Oh, right.
The golden mashed potatoes.
I'm glad that we all agree that that's not soup.
Yeah.
I don't think a single person who watched the show thought it was soup. It's sludge. It's nonsense. Anyone who thinks that's soup hasn't seen soup before. Okay. Well, now that we got that out of the way, we're gonna take this opportunity, like we have with the last couple of guests, to get to know our current guests a little bit, kind of squeeze them for all the possible content they can give us, and highlight our wonderful community. So, Googs and Juan, I'm going to ask you a few questions here. we're gonna start with something a little easy. And feel free, just speak up when something comes to your head. What are either of you currently obsessed about right now that is not One Piece related?
Like, it does that have to be in a specific spectrum of something?
Anything.
Fuck. I've been reading a lot, just a lot of literature, a lot of poetry, a lot of short poems, just inspirational quotes, non-inspirational quotes. It's getting to fall. It's that, the weather you sit down, drink coffee, drink hot chocolate, cider, whatever you have, and, just read and enjoy a nice book, and that whole hallmark fall theme.
Getting in the spirit.
Just
like
that.
it.
Just, adapting, I guess.
And Googs, what about you?
Yeah, my obsession as of late has been so there's a game by a company called Project Moon. It's called Lobotomy Corporation. I've been really obsessed with it as of lately. No. Okay. The name's deceptive, guys. The name's deceptive.
That's great. No, I thought you were leading into a...
I'm intrigued. You got my attention. Lobotomy Corporation.
It's a bit of an older game, but the thing is that they've been making more games in the universe. And so I was actually introduced by their second game, which was called Library of Ruina.
I've heard that one.
So I played Library of Ruina for a while, and I was like, why do I feel like there's a lot of story I'm missing here? And then I look it up, and it goes, well, Lobotomy Corporation, totally different name, is the first game in the series. So the first game in the series is essentially, the best way to describe it is it's SCP Foundation, management sim.
I'm in.
So you
I'm in.
So think like Fallout Shelter, but the whole entire game is that you're running like the SCP Foundation. So it's a bunch
said
of
the magic
like
3 letters.
Yeah, I was just gonna say,
yeah.
As soon as you put SCP in your sentence, Christian's ears was like, oh?
Yeah, and so it's a very difficult game. It has a very deep lore. So I've been absolutely obsessed with it. The gameplay is like punishing, but also entertaining. It has some RPG aspects. Like it's all this different stuff all packed into like a tiny little package that's super cute because their lore wise is like, oh,
Wait,
yeah,
are they chibi?
Yeah, they're all chibi, and the reason behind it they reveal is that they're like, so you're the manager. If you actually could see everything normally, you would lose your mind because you'd watch people getting mangled. But we make them all cute and chibi, so it's okay.
Lore reasons.
Game.
Yeah,
Damn,
and then
cool.
after that, there's Library of Ruina, and then they created a third game last year. So I'm like kind of making my way through that series, but I've found them to be very entertaining and deep story, so very fun.
Sick. I might have to check that one out. All right. So the next series of questions are going to be more One Piece centric. So put on your straw hat and come up with some fancy answers. If you, dear community members, could request Oda to change one thing about the story and he did not have the ability to say no, what is something you might ask Oda to do?
About the live action or about the anime?
I guess anything. But like, please don't spoil. If you got to mention like an arc, maybe like give us the initials or something like that.
Out of all of One Piece, I mean, I guess I'll keep it somewhat relevant. Not even relevant. It's still far away. Jeez, this anime's too long.
You could say that again.
It do be pretty long, though.
You know what? It's actually one of my favorite episodes that you guys have ever done. And it was also fairly controversial because it's some people's favorite character. Some people don't like the character. It's, a whatever character for some people. But there is a blonde person who should have died at one point. Oh my
fucking God.
You're fucking until this very day is my favorite episode because I'm friends with everyone. For the most part, and so I get very used to certain bits and humor and sometimes get a little dull to things from time to time. But for the most part, when you guys did that episode, like the friend thing went off, and you guys, it was just one of my favorite episodes watching you guys do. It was one of the first times I ever saw you guys like come together like bit wise. It was great. It was hysterical.
Great. I
loved it. But yeah, that episode, that whole thing, I wish he did die. I 100% wish he did die.
I know a certain other person who would also agree
Mr.
with
Googs, what would you change?
So
would you also let him die?
I'm going to try and do this as spoiler free as possible.
Yes.
There is a certain king who is introduced later down the line in a certain place that revolves around drums.
All right, now it's my
And-
turn to hate this.
Oh no.
Uh-huh.
I wish that Oda could have done him a little bit more justice, because for me, it actually holds a very special place in my heart. That specific arc.
Sure.
Because it was, for me, that arc was when I was like first introduced to One Piece.
Oh.
And
yeah.
I remember that arc so fondly. And then listening to all of you just tear that arc apart on the podcast.
What do you
I'm like,
mean? We
no,
have a very positive
No!
opinion of that arc. It's
I
just
feel like I have a
the
very.
king.
I agree.
just the villain.
It's just the guy. Just
the guy.
Just
yeah,
the
yeah.
king.
But like, honestly, I still remember, like, as for me, one of the cool moments is him like just chomping on the like boat. I was like, this is so cool. I don't know. Like, I thought he was so cool. And I do agree that his final fight in the series is kind of meh. But my change for it was like, maybe keep the whole arc, but like, hey man, bring him back.
improve upon.
Bring him back. Yeah, improve him. Make him like a villain that comes back later. Come on,
so you
man.
want to make him a Foxy? Great. I hate it even more.
No. I want to make him king of the
Yo,
pirates.
who's that?
Well,
Who's that,
that's
Christian?
me.
We don't know who that is.
New
Sorry.
phone. Who
Is that
name?
the guy from the wanted poster in the first episode?
No,
Yeah,
like what the
yeah.
Fox said. Oh, that's true. Yeah, like that guy.
Okay.
That is true. We've talked about him already. Whew. Wipe the sweat off my brow on that one.
Seriously.
I think I've said some minor thing in every single one of these episodes that we've done so far. I
You've
think I've,
become the Justin.
well, they're not overt. Justin is very like, hey, this thing happened, or he's so not subtle with, or he used to be so not subtle with like, hey, this thing might happen.
Nothing-
Wink.
Mhm,
When
mhm.
last week Justin Deadass came up with the idea, dude, what if the screenwriters just start sprinkling in spoilers through Usopp's lies? I'm like,
That would
motherfucker,
be
why
the
do you think
coolest
that's a good
thing
idea?
Ever. I would love that.
Stop.
I don't need another Justin in my
Stop.
life.
That's so
Yeah, just
fucking
further the
dumb.
narrative that all of Usopp's lies come true.
No.
Yes,
we
that-
can't.
I like it.
That
Don't
is
do
what
this
he
to
was
me.
going off of.
I like it.
Anyway.
So, piggybacking a little bit off of that, what kind of advice could you two give to people that pick up One Piece in any capacity, be it manga, anime, the video games, after watching this live action adaptation? What kind of advice can you give them?
I guess this is something it's not a nice thing I have to say about the thing. Don't. I think
Don't
it
pick
was-
up One Piece.
I guess this is the controversial take I have. If you're brand new to watching One Piece and you're not an anime watcher, and you didn't watch early 90s anime, you have no interest in reading manga, right? The only form of expression you have towards this is possibly a TikTok or whatever. Just watch the live action. Do not watch the anime. Do not read the manga. It is too long. It is, unless you're really committed, like really, really committed. You're like, I love this. Everything about it just rings all the bells and whistles in my brain. By all means, Godspeed. But the reason I watch One Piece is because I'm fully caught up to One Piece, because I've been reading it since I was watching it since it first came out in, I guess, the United States or whatever, through like early media, 90s media. Up until you guys doing this whole podcast, I would have never in a million years went back to watch this stupid thing.
So you tell them to watch the live action, enjoy it for what it is, and
Honestly,
then don't ever speak to me again.
Honest to God, yes.
Don't pull back the curtain.
Well, season 2's in
All
the
right.
pipeline, so
That is, yeah. Well, they will
Yeah.
have more content at the very least. Googs, what do you
Yeah,
got for me?
so my opinion of it. So for me, my introduction was through Toonami, like many people. But I didn't keep up with it. And then I started watching anime online a lot. And then at a certain point, I was like, you know what? I really enjoyed One Piece when I was a kid. Maybe I'll step into that. And I would watch it and I would set it up on like my iPad and have it to autoplay as I was like going to bed. And it would just continue playing as I was asleep. And that's how I kind of caught
So
up with
One
the
Piece
anime.
is your friends?
Was that? Yeah, exactly. So I would fall asleep and I'd wake up and I'd be like, yeah, I basically know where we are in the story still.
So for you, some of it was a fever dream.
Yeah, some of it was a fever dream for me. And it's really funny because I'll listen to you guys like talk through the episodes and I'm like, yes, I remember all of this. I don't know how I do. I slept through a decent portion of it.
So back to the advice part.
Yes, the advice part, though, is that, don't take the number as such a big, intimidating thing. It's not like it's a school assignment. It's something that you can take your time with. Part of the reason I started listening to this podcast was that I was watching the show and I had caught up with it. And I was like, well, now I want more One Piece content. And one of the things that I think is so amazing about this series is that you don't really, if you're new to it, there's so much content out there. Like, if you need a fix right now, you watched the live action and you're like, oh man, I can't wait for season 2, then go watch the anime. There's so much content there to absorb. Mm-hmm. And then you can still enjoy the new seasons of the live action because they are a different beast. So my advice to it is, if you really enjoyed the show, do go watch the anime. I know that some people think that number's intimidating, but don't think of it as something that you have to get done. You can take your time with it. You can do it however you want. But I think what really brought me into the fold of like the One Piece fandom was this podcast. So if you're listening to this, keep listening to the podcast because it'll give you a sense of community, a sense of hype, and it really does further the enjoyment of the series.
Wow, thanks, Googs. So now nice.
That was the sweetest thing I've ever heard.
That was great.
That's one of the best compliments we've gotten ever.
I have diabetes now. That was so sweet.
Diabetes.
All right. Well, on that entirely heartwarming note, I have one final question for you that is going to take this in the opposite direction. Tell me, boys, is Shanks a terrible, god-awful bad person for indoctrinating these small children into a life of crime?
Nah, he's good. I love him. He's top 10 favorite characters, actually.
All right.
Sweet, succinct and to the point.
Yeah, he's a good dude, honestly, in my opinion, because here's the thing. If you're watching the live action, he keeps on telling Luffy, no, this isn't a life for you.
Yeah, but that's that reverse psychology
but
shit.
Then
Oh, it's he seems pretty darn earnest.
I don't know.
I'm just going to
then
be straight with you.
Well, I don't know. Then he gives him the straw hat, and then he goes, come find me and give this back to me one day.
Well, yeah, once the kid took a devil fruit, he was kind of like, you don't have many other options in your
sure
life.
You do. In fact, the opposite would probably be a better option, because if you fall off your boat into the ocean, you're just going to die now. You know where that doesn't happen? On land.
Being a journeyman or
also
something.
The other thing is that, do you count Luffy as a criminal?
Yeah.
Because here's the thing.
He's a pirate by definition.
Oh, okay. Because see, it's often in the show, Luffy prefaces, I'm not that kind of pirate. So while he is, to an extent, a criminal, his point of view on it is totally different. He's like, no, it's about adventure and freedom.
You are describing most villains. And most villains think they are the good guy. They are doing the right thing. You are only reinforcing the point.
What was his other option? Become a Marine and serve the proletariat?
He's like, nah, like, I know I'm a criminal and I want to be the king of them. Like, I'm the best. All right.
His other option was becoming a police officer, because that's what everyone with devil fruits does. Everyone knows that.
Yeah, and I don't think that would have been better. I think he's not been indoctrinated into a life of crime. I think he's been indoctrinated into a life of freedom, and that's what Shanks gave him.
Shit.
Free from the laws that bind.
He's making a little too much sense. I got to move us on now before he starts swaying me.
Yeah, speaking of making sense, Kuro, when he was complaining about Kaya and talking about how she was so entitled, I was like, you know what? You're kind of making sense.
Yeah, but then he was he like regaled the one line where he's like, oh, my parents are dead. When? I'm like, wow, that was a bit of a low blow, don't you think?
Okay, yeah, that's a low blow. He's still a dick.
He's also Salvador, my blankie.
Yeah, exactly. That whole thing, I was like, damn, she complains about everything.
I don't know if I was tripping, but
he was like crocodile tears.
He started crying, and I was like, damn, like, okay. Like,
no, he was just like doing like a fake voice. To like,
whiny voice.
Yeah, voice or whatever.
And I was like, okay, I feel you.
Salvador, my blankie.
He's a method
my favorite one.
My tea's too hot.
The tea being too cold, or I was too hot. That was like, oh, please.
My Gatorade's too hot.
You know what?
Yeah, I
Just
was
kill her.
literally like, okay, Clawhador, kill her.
Yeah.
She's an entitled
She's right
like
there
one
underneath the
percenter.
desk, dude.
Yeah, dude, get her.
God, you guys are fucking animals.
Come on, Clawhador, get him.
Go on.
Go on, get him.
All right. I'm done interrogating.
Okay, thank
Fantastic.
Yeah. We're moving on. Just before we wrap this up with our last segment here, just gonna give a quick homie shout out to the Patreon producers this month.
Twiggo
We got
and Twiggo.
We got Jober.
you. Let's go.
Thank
We
you.
love you. You're the
Thank you.
best.
Thank
You are
you so much.
eternally in our good graces. That being said, Devin, I believe you have something for our guest.
Oh, I have a bag,
A bag?
Oh,
and
I
there's
don't want it.
something in it for you.
you know, I've heard about
Okay.
this bag before. I never expected it to be so
I was
hairy.
never told to take things from
Yeah,
strangers.
Well,
it's been through a
I
lot.
did shave recently.
Which
So
and I
you got
needed
your
somewhere
hair.
to put it.
You got all your hair in the bag too. Oh, great.
Mm-hmm. What do you think? What do you think is on the slips? I used the hair
Uh-huh.
to spell.
I thought he said,
Oh.
okay.
oh, you,
Oh
did
my-
you do arts
you-
and crafts with it afterwards?
Yeah, you
I
did a
did.
macaroni sculpture
I'm
with
not-
Yeah.
your
I'm not
hair.
I'm not pulling
Yep.
pube
Oh.
macaroni sculptures out of a bag. No.
It's my face,
Oh.
Juan. not
Yeah,
my
come
balls.
on, man.
This isn't sponsored by Manscaped yet.
Yeah.
Once we get
It's a
that
good distinction.
Manscaped
the
sponsorship.
call back to the
Our,
pre.
our DMs are open, Manscaped.
Yeah. Okay, so what am I
So
supposed to do
Put
with
your
this?
hand in the fucking
Googs, you're
bag.
Oh
first.
gosh. Okay, let's see. I'll rummage around in here, and it's fine. Okay, I got one, but I think some of your hairs came loose, so I'm gonna have to get a lint roller for my hand. They are kind of crispy, I have to admit. All right, so let's see what I've got here. I have.
Oh, I'm on the edge of my seat.
I've got Vegapunk. Oh, sorry, it was really hard to read with the hair.
I was like,
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
yeah,
It was
That's-
really hard.
That's fair.
All right.
Like, you don't understand. Hair is not
It
meant
was probably
to
like he
be
probably used
spelled with.
Elmer's glue and it hadn't fully dried. It was smudged.
no,
and
exactly.
Yeah,
like some of them
yeah.
were absorbed into the whiteness.
ate
I was
some of
like,
it, too.
okay, Vegapunk. It's the chop fruit.
Oh, okay.
baby. I don't know if we've done this one before, but we had to. It's appropriate that we did something of the ones we've seen so far,
Yeah.
Yes.
of which we've only seen
I'm trying to
two.
remember the rules of Vegas.
So Vegapunk.
So-
Go ahead. Sorry.
We have been given a fruit. Now we're going to take this fruit and feed it to an object that we think could make good use of the chop fruit. Now, for those uninitiated or may not remember, chop fruit is Buggy's devil fruit from the live action /show/manga, where you can chop your body parts up into pieces and have them fly around and do and be totally resistant to slashing damage.
So I came up with 3 answers, 2 of which are selfish and 1 of which is genuine.
Okay.
My one genuine answer is a wrench. Because how often have you been caught in life where you need to get a fucking wrench around this very tight, narrow fucking area and you just don't have the leverage that you need to get to it? So in my mind, I think we can control the choppiness of the device, right? So like we might not be able to like, chop ourselves up or whatever, but I can tell wrench to disconnect at head and then hold the wrench out in like, I don't know, in tandem, like in line with where the head currently is, if you feel me. And then I can make a new lever arm out of the deal that just passes through shit.
So you just have an invisible like extra 2 foot of lever
Breaker
arm.
bar.
Yeah. I think that'd be fucking brilliant, dude. I don't think that's how that works.
It's like putting an invisible metal pipe over like the tire wrench so you can step on it and take the lugs nuts
Dude,
off of
it'd
your
be the
tire.
best fucking thing ever. You just have this like
well,
infinite wrench.
You're not wrong. You're kind of not wrong. If it ended up working that way, that would be pretty clutch.
This is
I
this
agree.
is my mind. This is my mind palace, and you cannot take this from me. I am choosing to believe that
I
this is how it
won't.
works.
That's all you.
My 2 selfish ones are my house, because then I
The
can
whole house.
Who needs doors?
Okay, wait. Before you, I need.
gonna rip the
how-
sidewall
what-
off and walk out.
How does the house eat the fruit? Like, where do you put it in the front door? Like,
Throw
do
it
you
in the
throw
front
it down
door?
the chimney?
Wait, no, now I'm thinking about the wrench eating it. It's so cute. If it's an adjustable mouth, it's like,
Yeah. or it's like channel locks and you just
yeah.
So I say I just like smear it on the walls, like all the way through the house.
like paint.
Yeah, like,
like you
paint.
Oh
emul-
yeah, you crush it up and you get your
emulsify
roller out.
it
You're just
and
like,
you roller paint it across the
Why
outside
not
of your
just put
house.
it in the mailbox?
Well, okay.
So again, I'm assuming that I have full control over the device that can chop. So now anytime I need to do anything in my house, I can remove areas without having to actually break anything.
does make it a lot easier if you need to fix your plumbing or your electrical in your house.
Thank you.
I definitely hear you on that.
Thank you.
Like the amount of money you have to spend if you actually have to get the plumbing for your like bathtub fixed or something like that, because they have to bust open your walls and get at the pipes. Like now you can just be like, oh, let me just that right out
Hey,
there,
house,
buddy,
if you
and,
could just move this drywall
Dude,
for a
seriously,
second,
I
please.
can remodel in a
I
flash.
have a feeling that mine is going to be very lackluster compared to others.
All right. My last selfish idea is the tree in my backyard because I hate it and I just want it gone.
Yeah, it's in the way of the hot
You
tub.
just waste a perfectly good devil fruits on one tree, so you just tell it to fuck off. That's
Dude,
it.
At
Like,
least I'm happy.
you're creating a villain.
Well, once it's destroyed, I get the fruit back. Don't I? Wait, maybe we don't know that.
I mean,
we don't know that.
I mean, so not only are you going to tell this, not only are you going to evict this tree from its home, you're going to murder it afterwards.
That is correct.
It becomes a sentient being when it has the devil fruit. You're killing.
I don't even
I-
care. No, I want it dead. I want it gone.
You're adding an
You're an
extra step to
animal.
the process.
Just
You
burn
can
the
just
tree
cut
now.
it down.
I can't burn the tree or cut the tree down. It's too close to the house. It's in my backyard.
It's immune to chopping.
You cut it
Right.
in small
I don't
pieces
need
and
to
you
chop
can
it.
still
I just
remove
want it to separate into a million small pieces and get it the fuck out of my yard.
But it's immune to
But
chopping.
you're still gonna-
You can't
but-
chop the tree.
What
Well,
are you
your
talking about?
homeowners
Devin, I'm going to
association-
separate it because I can tell it separate tree and then it's in pieces and I tell it to fuck off.
He's using it as a one-use item.
Does the
It's a
tree
one-use
Or
is
you
the
just
item.
tree
remove it at
technically
that
on
point.
your property?
Yes.
It's a
Okay,
one-use
never mind.
item. He's
Thank you.
just going to give it to the tree. You go,
Yeah,
Right. And then
it's a consumable.
and then I will murder the tree.
He's one of those ones-
and get the fruit back.
He's one of those ones who gets a healing potion in a game and is like, yeah, I'll get more.
yeah.
Just uses it
Absolutely.
immediately.
What does it do? Burning a hole in my pocket. Fucking use that shit.
Nah, dude,
you keep
you might
all
need those.
items in the video game forever. Never
You
use
might
anything.
need that for the final boss.
You might need that later.
Listen, you got your don't be putting your anxiety on me, okay? I'm not.
You might need that screwdriver later too.
All right, those are all the
It's an
answers I
uncommon
have. You guys
useless
can go
item.
now. I'm sorry.
Who's got answers? Guests, you have answers?
Okay, so I have one, and it's ingenious. Okay, so
Oh boy.
Like
So-
confidence.
some form of transportation, like a bicycle or a car. And the reason for that is that you would be able to break apart all of the parts and then stow them somewhere.
Yes.
So instead of your car taking up all this space, you can then take it all apart and it'll chop up, and then you could put it in like a bag or something. So if you're going on a trip somewhere, and the other thing is that all the parts can float more or less because of
So
the
it wouldn't
fruit.
be as heavy.
Yeah, so it's not as heavy. So, I'm going on a flight to like London and I don't want to drive their backwards cars and I don't want to like have to rent a car when I'm out there.
Backwards car.
Yeah, no backwards cars. And so then you're like, I don't want to rent a car when I'm out there.
Uh-huh.
Then you get there, you land, you open up your like your carry-on and pop, all the car parts come out. And then you have your car there, already preset with all of your seat like settings so you don't have to futz around. The mirrors aren't all messed up, you know? And then like your bicycle, if you want to go through do a bike trail at the Alps, you're not having to go there and have somebody gouge you for a ton of money to just like rent a bike because it's a tourist trap. You're like, no, I've got my bicycle in my backpack.
And they go,
Let's
where?
go. And you're like, open up the bag and it just comes out and it's like chop, go. Because you've got to say your move.
Damn, dude,
Right.
this is some Harry Potter shit. I'm here for it.
But yeah, that's basically my idea.
Mine's close, kind of, not really. It's transportation. I want a like a Roman Colosseum size column, and I want it in all granite. So that so when I walk places, again, I am old, I understand. But if you remember Magneto from the Magneto movies, now he can summon the discs to appear underneath his feet as he walks. And that's how he just, that's how he just walks. He doesn't touch the floor. He creates metal discs under his feet as he walks through the sky. I want to do that with granite.
You just have slices of this granite column
just following my every footsteps as I just walk, not on ground, because I'm not a peasant.
I see,
like,
yes.
It's like flying, but slower.
But also, as I was thinking about it, I was like, technically, if I could also turn it into granite, and like if I can control the granite and slicing it up, I was like, well, I could also probably just toss it, turn it into like discs and throw it at things. And at that point, I was like, so I could just fully manipulate this whole column of granite. So pretty much whatever I can do with that, yeah that's what I'm doing.
I thought you were just gonna say you would always have like a quarterstaff on you at all times in case a fight broke out.
No.
Is what I was imagining.
I was thinking the Sun Wukong.
Yeah, I was thinking the Ryu Jingu Bang can just elongate and make bigger.
I want it, but permanently big. I want that, but permanently big and at full control all the time. Just giant slices of granite, just wherever I want them to be. You know?
So I'm going to jump slightly off of Googs's because mine was a little similar, although a little bit less intelligent. I thought it would be fun to just always have a chair. I
always have something with you that you can rest in.
Yeah, like like you're going on a long hike or something, and people are sitting on the dirty ass rocks on the ground, getting ants on their butt and stuff, and I just go peasants and a chair. Pieces of a chair float out from my hiking backpack, and just I sit down and I enjoy the view while the rest of you wallow in the dirt.
And then I'm behind Christian. What a granite chair.
I'm literally dying. Christian, they have hiking chairs.
Yeah,
you're just like, no, but I want my lazy boy
mine's
from home.
More compartmentalized. Exactly. I want my DX Racer gaming chair. I don't want a fucking beach lounge chair. I want my Herman Miller. It cost me $3,000. I gotta get all the use out of it I can.
Oh my fucking god.
Oh my.
So I'm gonna go practical.
What do you mean?
Is that what this all is?
Are you insinuating that ours aren't practical?
He's gonna say bread. I know it.
What?
No, I was gonna say rope.
Okay,
so you can
a really long rope, and that way I could always oh, I don't need this much rope for whatever I'm tying down for the moment. Snip.
He needs a lot of rope.
Yeah.
So
that's
you
cool.
just feed like 500 feet of rope that way, like when yeah.
Yeah. And then I could tie a lot of shit down.
The rope fruit with extra steps.
You'll be just like another guy in the show that we haven't met yet.
I hope that's not an actual character that I don't remember, because that was a really dumb idea. Oh,
it is an actual character that you don't remember. But it's not like what you think it is.
Huh?
What?
Wait,
Where did this conversation just go?
Wait, are we talking about shooting rope right now? What are you talking about, bro?
If you had a rope that you could just finagle and control willy-nilly, you'd be just like another dude in this show that you guys have met that they haven't in the live action.
Something with the number 7.
I honestly don't know. So apparently I'm just
he's dead.
His first his first name is Power. His second name is oh my god, Christian.
Oh.
Okay, he's got it.
I understand now. I was raking my mind for people with actual fruit, and now I understand. Okay.
Yes. Now we understand.
A certain shipbuilder.
Yes, the very same. The very same.
Okay, well, if you know, you know. If you don't, you'll find out in like 400 episodes.
Only 250
or 12 seasons of Netflix.
Right. Sure. Whatever, mister, I've watched this show 6 times.
Yeah.
Devin, would you please kindly do the live action thing?
It was Christian that killed him.
I already admitted to it.
Handcuff him.
Great deductive skills, detective. We never would have solved
2
the case
hours.
without you.
Did you just figure that out? It's been 2 hours. Where have you been?
You said do the thing this time.
He had mental pain.
Oh
it's
my
okay.
God.
Last time I did it
He did
wrong.
flip it. He did. That's a good. I commend you. That's a good callback.
All right.
I can appreciate that.
Follow us on Instagram and Twitter at Panda Sightings. You can send us questions at pandasightings@gmail.com. If you want to financially support us like our boyos, Twiggo and Jober, you can go to the link down below and click it and give money. And then you could also, if you want to, join the Discord server, it's also in there as well. Go do the thing. Make fun of me. Make fun of Justin. I don't know. Do whatever you want.
And finally, Googs.
Yes.
Because we know Juan doesn't have anything.
Not that I'm allowed to.
You have
share.
nothing.
You know it.
Googs, please tell us and the wonderful listeners where they can find you so they can be entertained by your voice further.
Gotcha. Yeah, there's a couple different places. Most often you can find me on my Twitch stream. It's twitch.tv/MrGoogs. I am a VTuber, so be ready for that.
And hot, by the way.
And
He's
hot.
hot.
So hot.
No, my new gremlin's not hot. He's just like
Oh,
squishy.
you have a new one? I haven't seen
Yeah, I
that
finally
one
got
yet.
a live 2D.
Oh, nice.
Then I also have a YouTube, but it's basically just Mr. Goog, but apparently that name was taken. So it's like Mr. Goog -57UZ. So that's kind of confusing to get to. And then on Twitter, I am Mr. Googs VA because I do voice acting. And you can't find a ton of my stuff online yet because most of the games that I voiced in are still in production.
Ooh,
So-
that's fun.
Yeah, there's supposed to be some FNAF game coming out with my voice, but
Are you
Wait,
in
really?
Lobotomy Corporation too?
wait, what? Oh, sorry. Did I just pique your interest, Christian?
Well,
I mean,
no,
yeah,
I'm just
I
like
mean,
FNAF.
be
I mean, I haven't played many FNAF games, but the fact that you're in one is like that's pretty cool.
I'm gonna be the voice at the
People like
beginning,
those
kind of
games.
introducing
Can
the
you say
character.
this? Are you
Are
allowed
you
to tell us
allowed?
this?
I was gonna say, are you allowed to say that?
Yeah. I mean,
She
it's
is
in
now.
production. The title hasn't been made or anything like that, and I wasn't put under NDA. So
All right,
I can
that sounds like
I
you
can
can talk
discuss
about it then.
yeah, they didn't give me the title of the game. They were just like, "Yeah, we're making another FNAF game," and I was like, "Oh, okay."
Sick.
I like the idea if you didn't know what FNAF was. So someone said, we're making another FNAF game. And you're like, oh, what now?
Who?
Like the,
I mean, sure.
just
I'll
like
take
the
money.
children who got
But what's
cast
a
to
FNAF?
play Flashback Zorro.
You ready to be Usopp Kid? Who?
All right.
Do I get to eat today?
Well, we did it, boys.
We did it.
We
did it.
made
We
it through
did it.
another one.
All right, cuff them.
Yep.
What? No,
Absolutely.
Yeah, get him out of here.
I thought we were ignoring that. Like I thought we just kind of like
we got to resolve.
You have
Don't
the right
worry.
to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in the court of law.
I didn't do anything
You have
wrong.
the right to an attorney. If you cannot afford an attorney, one will be presented to you.
You
shouldn't
know
have
this really
said-
well.
It's all a formality. Don't worry. 2 hours community
I've
service.
been undercover
Sure.
for a long time.
For what you've done to my beloved Justin, you will rot in prison for your life.
No, please.
Don't worry. They'll have plenty of Smite servers for you, but the problem
No.
is
It's the Japan servers. It's all Japanese servers.
And they only let you play on her.
These garbage. Why?